Here's Sean Salisbury, former NFL quarterback, host of the Sean Salisbury Show on Sports Talk 790 in Houston. Great to have you on, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing great. You guys mentioned I was getting a lot of laughs listening to you guys, and congratulations on the all of them going. You said you may go down in flames. Dan, I can teach you guys how to do that if you want. I know how to do that. And this tattoo that says bench warmers right here on my arm, I got that too.
Okay,
it's good to be on with you, man.
What role does Ryan Tannehill play in helping Malik Willis get better? Or what should he have said in that situation?
Well, I first of all, I don't know why this is a national topic because I know it's the offseason we're looking, and I'm glad to talk about this because his role, first off, is to overcome what he overcame last year and get his butt back in there and play well so he can help his team win. Yeah. Nowhere in the job description does it tell Ryan Tannehill that your first priority, just like you, Dan, when I came to ESPN had no clue, your job wasn't to seek me out. My job was to seek you out and learn how to interview and ask questions when I had a guest. So Ryan Tannehill's job is to be great leaders, not only make themselves better, but more importantly, they maximize other people's ability. And that includes mentoring. But it is Malik Willis's job. It is, Ritter's job. It was Patrick Mahomes' job to talk to the guy who'd been in the league, seek him out. When I was in Minnesota, Warren Moon didn't come to me. He asked if I need help, but I went to him and followed him around, or Steve Large in my rookie year, because I wanted to learn more. So while he's got a job to do, and I'm quite sure that he'll say, hey, man, you want to come watch tape? But if I want to watch tape and do lonely work, if I'm Malik Willis and do it with him, you go up and say, Ryan, man, do you mind if I watch tape with you? I want to pick your brain. And it's not always what a mentor says. It's how he leads. And when you're on the field, you can learn a lot from a guy to watch how he does his job instead of talk about how he does his job. I don't think for 1 second it's his job title. He's competing. I hope they get along in the room, but you want to beat each other's brains in on the field. It is Malik Willis's responsibility and any other young quarterback or player to go to the guy who's been there and chase him down and have him help you that way. And you do it with open arms. And I would imagine Tannehill would. It's not Tannehill's job to chase Malik Willis down. He's a third-round pick. I don't even know why we're discussing this. It's not like he was the second pick of the draft.
Yeah, I think those are all great points. And once again, they're valid points because they're coming from your perspective. You've been there, and you were there with a Hall of Famer in Warren Moon. Not that Warren Moon was threatened by you, but...
At all.
But
at all.
It was even less than what you're saying that he was threatened by you.
Right.
But still, we would have young anchors come into SportsCenter, and it wasn't my job to go there and give them a tutorial. I wasn't going to lose my job. But if they did ask for advice, whether it was Rich Eisen or Larry Beal or Stuart Scott, Reese Davis, then I would give advice.
Right.
And it was more of watch what we do, how we do it, how we prepare, and then follow along with that. But I think Ryan Tannehill realizes his job is in jeopardy. A year from now, he could lose his job to Malik Willis. But he also, if he played well last year, if he played great last season, do the Titans take a quarterback, or do they say, let's extend him? And I wonder, did Ryan Tannehill put himself in this position where the Titans said, we got to start looking down the road?
And think about this, Dan. Yes, because we're a knee-jerk reaction. We just do that. And Tannehill with Derrick Henry makes his job easier. And I know in the playoff game, Henry had finally come back. But the last thing we remember is you throwing 3 bad picks and losing when you were the number 1 seed to a Cincinnati team that was 10-7, and they go on to get there. Yes, all that stuff. And then you say, well, can Ryan Tannehill carry us with his arm if all hell breaks loose? And right now that's a major question. Yeah. And his job is on the line. And yes, Dan, if they go on, let's say they get to the AFC Championship game, he plays well, but they lose and don't go to the Super Bowl. They may not have taken a guy in the 3rd, maybe the 5th, and maybe they still take a guy in the 3rd and extend him because they're building for the future. I don't think Tannehill, now he mentioned he was getting therapy, that the scars are going to last forever. Of course, and his number 1 job is to make sure, it's like when you're on a plane, Dan. What's the first thing they tell you for oxygen if the mask comes down? You put it on your face and then help the person next to you. In this case, in a football sense, it's I got to take care of my gig. If you want to watch like you want to watch how I read sports or how I write beforehand, what time we get here, and then ask questions. And I think Ryan Tannehill will be more than happy to say, sure, man, here's how you attack cover two. Here's what we do on play action. Here's how we read it. But to reach out and do it, they both have jobs. They both want to start. Tannehill's career is on the line after a poor performance. Of course, he's got his job first and helping Malik Willis and anybody else that plays a different position. Willis's job is to learn, watch, get better, and compete. And his job is to chase down Tannehill. Now, Dan, some rookies will come in and think they know it all. I'm not saying him in any play, and they won't seek out help. If that's the case, fine. We'll still have a good quarterback room and we'll still compete. And that's the way it's supposed to be. The job title at quarterback in the NFL isn't for Tom Brady to train Kyle Trask. It's for Kyle Trask to chase down Tom Brady and learn everything you possibly can.
Sean Salisbury, former NFL quarterback, also played at USC. I'm wondering about name, image, and likeness. And I railed yesterday that the educators, chancellors, presidents, athletic directors didn't see this coming, where everybody thought it's just going to be a couple of marquee quarterbacks who are going to get paid. This is about buying a team. This is about being a professional team. And I wonder, the biggest negative for you with name, image, and likeness as we move forward is what?
Well, that they didn't have it when I played, because I would have made more money going into SC than I did coming out. I can tell you that. I'd have been more after 2 knee surgeries. I made 82.5 as a rookie. I'd have made 82.5 in a week as a highly recruited guy at USC in California. Now, you know what, Dan, for me, isn't this weird how we were talking about, well, let's give the guys an extra sandwich in the refrigerator in the locker room. And then all of a sudden it turned into like August of 2020 or 2021, I guess it was, where it's like, it went haywire and it's out of control. I'm all for guys getting paid. I am. The question is, how do we regulate it to where we're building dream teams now, Dan? What are we going to do? Get to the point where we sign you to a 4-year scholarship, and then we're going to start trading players? You know what? You're going to leave. Why don't we trade you for their backup 5-star who wants to get on the field and he comes start for us? Or listen, we're long past players and somehow, some way, with all the earnings and what they bring into a program of getting paid for their jersey sales. I get it. I'm not big on hand-to-hand cash, but I'm all for the players getting paid. But where does it stop now? Because you mentioned you can build a dream team. What's going to prevent 5 guys from going to an elite camp and 5 seniors saying, let's all go here. We'll put our heads together. We'll get paid $2 million each. We'll go to name, image. Like, some of these guys are going to make more money than rookies are playing in the NFL.
Yeah.
Great, because everybody says coaches and athletic directors can leave and get theirs. I'm all for it. But where does it stop? Now we can't go back, Dan. We can't go back to say,
they have to do a name, image, and likeness salary cap.
They do. They actually do. This is college sports is pro all the way. Student athlete needs to be removed, because now some may, but we are now transferring not to play because you want an opportunity. You're transferring because they're paying you more in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
So what stops now and when they flip it? If some guy who spent $1 million says, well, after your freshman year, I didn't get an ROI. I didn't get return on my investment. The deal's off.
Yeah.
Then lawsuits. And then, well, we're building a dream team here. And you can't go from a Ferrari and go back to an AMC Pacer like I had in high school. So I don't know where it's going to stop. I'm all for them getting paid, but you're exactly right. We are to the point now. And then I think cheating is going to increase, Dan, not decrease. Because what's the difference in an alumni saying, here's $1 million, come speak once a quarter to my company, as opposed to, hey, I don't even know what name, image, what are they endorsing? They may be endorsing it. What's the requirement for each endorsement? It's basically becoming hand-to-hand cash. I don't blame the athlete for wanting it, but it's changing college football as well as the transfer portal. And people are going to start plucking, and people are going to start tampering, and it's going to be constant talk. We do need a salary cap for name, image, and likeness. I don't know how you're going to prevent this thing. It's rolling downhill faster than I've ever seen.
Yeah, I had a source last night say there's just going to be more illegal payments, because if there's a salary cap for name, image, and likeness, all right, we'll give you that, but I'm also going to give you this over here. It's going to continue. I'm waiting for a player to put himself on eBay and let schools bid on him. And as crazy as that may sound, that's what they're doing. They're going to be players who have an unbelievable year, and then they're going to put themselves up for auction and just say, you guys interested? This is the starting price. And
then you start to see guys do it. The wide receiver at Pitt, Dan.
Yeah.
The USC.
Addison.
Now, I'd love to have him at SC. Who doesn't want to go? But if you're the best of the best, you say, well, Lincoln Riley's offense, they got the number one recruited quarterback. I'm here. My guy, my senior left or my junior, Kenny Pickett, I want to go there. And plus they're offering me $3 million extra bucks.
Yeah.
Yes, you're exactly right. They'll start that's next. Like I said, this isn't against the athlete. This is about the adults in the room and how you're going to put not a stop to it, but prevent the thing from sliding downhill.
Great to talk to you as always. Great perspective.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
It's great to talk to you. I appreciate you, Dan. Thank you.
Sean Salisbury, former NFL and USC quarterback, our good buddy, morning host of the Sean Salisbury Show, Sports Talk 790 in Houston.